So 12.5 continues with rational expressions, and 12.5 specifically deals with multiplying and dividing rational expressions. What's nice about multiplying and dividing rational expressions is it works the exact same way as when you multiply and divide fractions. So when you were multiplying and dividing fractions, you just multiply straight across the top and the bottom. So if you had 2 divided by x times 3 divided by 5, you knew that that product was just going to be 6 over 5x. 2 times 3 is 6, x times 5 is 5x. Remember, to divide fractions, you had to do a little bit more work. You did the keep, change, flip. So you multiply by the reciprocal. So 2 divided by x divided by 3 over 5 is just like 2 over x times 5 over 3. Just multiply by the reciprocal. Simplify that, you get 10 over 3x. And then when we're done, just always make sure that your fraction is simplified. In this case, we're simplified. Here, we're simplified as well. But you might need to simplify a little bit more later on when you're dealing with other polynomials. So let's see how this works. If we're multiplying the numerator by the other numerator and the denominator by the other denominator, if we have 2x over 15x squared times 3x cubed divided by x squared, what we can do is we say 2 times 3 is 6, x times x cubed is x to the 4th, divided by 15, x to the 4th. You might see right away x to the 4th will go away, so you're left with 6 over 15. 6 over 15, simplifying that fraction, is just 2 over 5. So this entire expression simplified is just 2 over 5. Let's look at this one here. We have 24x squared over 5 times 1 over 8x. Let's do the exact same thing. Multiply straight across. 24x squared divided by 5 times 8 is 40x. Now we can get rid of 1x on top. We have 24 and 40. 4 would go into both of those. 8 would also go into both of those. So however you want to see that, go right ahead. Might just go the 8 route. So we're left with 3x over 5. So you noticed here in the denominator we multiplied 5 times 8 and got 40 and then had to re-simplify. Another little trick, maybe a shortcut, is you don't need to multiply first before you simplify. I could look at this and say, oh, 24 and 8, that's like 3 and 1. X squared and x, that's just like x. So I know right away that I have 3x times 1 divided by 5 times 1. So that could be a little faster. Either way you want to do it, it doesn't really matter. But if you see things that you can cancel out right away, go ahead and do them. Okay, a little bit more involved now. What we can do here, we have 4 divided by x squared plus 4x plus 3 times x plus 1. We're given a little note here. Remember, factoring can make simplifying easier, so let's factor the denominator here. What two numbers multiply to 3 but add to 4? Well, 3 and 1. So this is the same as 4x divided by x plus 3 times x plus 1 times x plus 1 over 1. We can always write, if we just have something like x plus 1, not a fraction, we can always write it over 1. Now we see that the x plus 1s are going to cancel out when we do this multiplying. What I'm saying is x plus 1, and we're left with just 4x divided by x plus 3. And we're all done. Let's look at this example here. X divided by x squared minus 25 times x minus 5 divided by x plus 5. Let's factor the bottom. We have x squared minus 25. That's a difference of squares. So that's x plus 5 times x minus 5. Put it all together. We have x times x minus 5 divided by x plus 5 times x minus 5 times x plus 5. Now you'll see we have an x minus 5 and an x minus 5. So we're left with just x over x plus 5 times x plus 5, or x plus 5 squared. Okay, let's talk dividing now, multiplying by the reciprocal. We have 4n over n plus 5 divided by n minus 9 over n plus 5. So we're going to change this division sign to multiplication, and we're going to take the reciprocal of n minus 5 over n plus 5. Keep, change, flip. Now we're going to group these pieces together, and we see that the n plus 5s are going to simplify right away. N plus 5, so we're left with just 4n over n minus 9. And once again, remember, we can't simplify this n with this n because these two pieces are being multiplied, but these are not. This is n minus 9. It's one complete quantity. Feel free to pause the video now and try this next one on your own. X over 8 minus 2x divided by 2x over 4 minus x. Okay, so we're going to keep, change, flip. Keep this the same, change this to multiply, and then take the reciprocal here. When we do that, you can probably already see that this 4 minus x will simplify. We have an x and an x. 4 minus x, 4 minus x, x, x. We're left with just a 1 on top, and we'll have a 4 on bottom. It goes pretty quick once you have everything factored. This simplifying and multiplying, dividing rational expressions is really going to flex your factoring muscles, but it's also really good practice. Okay, just a couple more. We can go through these fairly quickly. X squared minus 4x plus 3 divided by 2x divided by x minus 1 over 2. Keep, change, flip. After we simplify this piece. What happened to my... There we go. We're just going to factor this first piece first. X squared minus 4x plus 3. Well, multiplies to positive 3 but adds to negative 4. Negative 3 and negative 1. Change this to multiply, and then take the reciprocal here. Now you can probably see that our x minus 1s are going to cancel. Our 2s are going to cancel. So we're left with x minus 3 over x. Okay, similar game over here. 3x over x squared minus 2x minus 24 divided by 6x squared plus 9x over x minus 6. We're going to keep this the same, but we could factor the bottom. What multiplies to negative 24? Put adds to negative 2. Negative 6 and 4 do. Change this to multiply. How do we factor the numerator here or the denominator down here? We can factor out a 3 and an x. We're left with 2x plus 3. And then the x minus 6 is going to stay the same. Group everything together. We hopefully see x minus 6, 3x, and 3x. So we're left with just 1 over x plus 4 times 2x plus 3. Here are 3 more examples that you can try on your own. I'm not going to talk through them, but I will show them step by step. So go ahead and pause the video if you want more practice. Otherwise, go ahead and get started on the homework.